Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us. We are back this Sunday. It is July 9th already. How are you doing over there, Lance?
I'm doing great today, Kristen. It's been a very hot and sunny day. I've gotten a lot of sun, needed to go out and recharge and, bask in the light, literally and metaphorically. So it was great. Um, got a lot of good things done, and I've just enjoyed the day. How about you?
Yeah, me too. It's beautiful outside. Oh my gosh, bright and sunny, and just it's my favorite weather for sure. But I hope the Soul Tribe is having a good one too. We got a lot of people in the chat. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to share screen real quick, and just a reminder, if you guys haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. We are growing. Of course, we're growing, but if you did forget to subscribe, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and also that little bell so you don't miss any of the alerts. So there's going to be new shows coming to Arcana Shores as well. One is still a secret, so I'm not going to announce that one just yet. But one that I can tell you is it's upcoming this week. I will go live by myself and I will take your questions. And we'll do like super chats or whatever you guys want to do. But that'll be fun. I'm going to call it 1717 show. It'll be a lot of fun. And then we do have more shows coming for Arcana Shores. It's going to take off. We're going to grow. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And how about you, Lance? Anything new that you would like to share?
Well, I just want to kind of echo what you said, Kristen. I think that's really great that new shows are coming. I know that people will love asking you questions and be able to have that opportunity to do that again. So I think that's going to be really exciting, and I'm looking forward to what's in the works. I know some of what's happening, and I can tell you guys that you're going to be very excited for what Kristen's doing and the things that are coming. And Kristen and I are working on different things too, so that's
Yeah.
exciting. And yeah, just everything's great.
I know. I'm so excited. I'm really excited for that. I'm not going to say what it is yet. It's all secret. But you guys are going to get real excited about it too. It's fun. This whole summer is going to really blast off. And let me remind you guys where to find me for a personal reading for 1 hour. I opened up some spots, MaisonJupiter.com. This is where you'll find me under consultations, but I opened up more spots so you guys can get in right away. So it's all open for this month. Opened up a bunch of spots for you. And then I do want to remind you guys that I am also doing a 3-question custom video. So if you guys wanted to only ask three questions, you guys can email me at quantumnews11@gmail, and I make you your own little video answering your questions. So if you're interested, go to quantumnews11@gmail.com. Well, anyway, aside from that, let's start off the show here. Should I pull cards, or would you like to go over some news that you have there, Lance?
Let's pull cards just on a general reading for the overall energetics. And Kristen, did you say that maybe there was some unique astrology happening right now that you wanted to touch on, or was that maybe something different?
Well, yeah, I did mention that, didn't I, earlier? Yes, I did. Yeah, the moon is in Leo right now. And then obviously you still have the sun in Cancer. And we just had that full moon in Capricorn. So that kind of shook up everything. But I'm sure you guys are feeling it. This energy's kind of, it's not really rough, but it's very, what I was reading and researching was like emotional. So you're really connected to your higher self, and your higher self is sending you a lot of downloads at this time. So some of them are very sensitive. Relationships, I think, are being affected big time. And then we have Venus going in retrograde on I believe it's the 22nd into the 3rd of August. So that's going to be interesting too. But yeah, things are pretty heavy, but it's all good. It's all good. So let's pull some cards. Let's pull some cards for the week. What is the week forecast of right now? Let's take a look. Well, we started it off really well with the Wheel of Fortune, 7 of Cups, the Tower card. I can't help but feel that this is related to the financial system. Wheel of Fortune, Seven of Cups, so many things tumbling down with the Tower. Seven of Cups is a variety of things, so that would be the stock market, the cryptos, everything, the banks, all of it, and then the Tower card. So this is very soon to come. Let me ask the cards, is this about the financial system? Let's see. Three of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, the Queen of Swords. So it's in limbo with that Hanged Man there. So it's any minute now with the Three of Pentacles. So it's in progress. Three of Pentacles is a work in progress. Hanged Man is in limbo. And then the Queen of Swords is truth and definite. So things being exposed. I still think the three-letter agency that I'm not going to say out loud, but you all know what I mean. I think it has to do with that. So a lot of different factors are going on. But yes, the financial system this week, because we pulled this spread for this week, I think we're going to see some action. We're going to see some action. Possibly the Tower moment will begin to fall and crumble. So we shall see. That's interesting.
Kristen, so I want to come back to that Tower moment once we start talking about Brandon, because you had shared some information around some possible timeframes that you've been looking into. We'll get to that shortly, but I can tell you guys that's pretty exciting what Kristen was sharing with me, and just some of the things that she's looking into and feeling into, and what might happen with that whole situation, because we can see it's just getting more and more obvious that like they're desperately trying to wake people up to show us, hey, this is all a fraud and a scam, and like it's literally just actors at this point running most of these positions. So we'll get into that, Kristen, but I want to share some things, and it's definitely going to relate to the operation in different ways. But this first piece of news, I wanted to share this because this is super positive, and I think it's really cool. This company, and I'm sure I know that I've seen, I'm sure many people have seen, little memes or videos, things like that, of this company on social media where they're collecting plastic from the sea and the oceans and then turning them into wristbands and things like this. But they just collected this record-setting 30 million pounds of trash in the world's waterways. So this is something they announced just about 2 weeks ago, and this is really awesome. Clearly we can clean up the world very quickly. There was a lot of things I remember, and people will definitely remember this, back when the whole situation was happening, let's say globally, when people were forced to stay inside. The waterways cleaned up very, very fast. You could see dolphins in Venice. So it was, pretty cool, and just a good sign that, the earth does regenerate and repair, and that we can also use technologies to further accelerate that. And there's great companies and technologies already doing that right now, which is super exciting.
Yeah, definitely. And hey, our Soul Tribe is loving this. Yeah, and I don't know how you find all these cool stories, but I know you have more under your sleeve.
Yes. So with that, Kristen, there's another thing that happened, and this is being reported, like this one actually came from the Smithsonian, okay? So this is being reported by Mainstream. This ancient Mayan city that was hidden in the jungle for over 1,000 years was actually just recently discovered. They found pyramids, stone columns, and a ball game court. Quite incredible. So they're using the different technology to basically see through the forest, so to speak, and they're able to find this quite remarkably. And so there's a little bit of it right here showing a staircase. And to me, this is part of disclosure. This is, while not direct evidence of, let's say, UFOs or advanced beings, I mean, it's along those lines, and it's only going to be waking more people up. We're going to certainly be seeing more and more of this everywhere. We've shared discoveries over these past couple months, Kristen, that, there's more things being discovered, and it's just happening continuously. So I'm excited about this and just everything that kind of came out about that. Now, a couple other things that I want to share that relates to 17. Okay, so this is quite synchronistic. 17 golden retrievers that were dumped in Ohio find loving homes. Okay, and we all know about 17. This is a feel-good story, so I wanted to bring that up, tie it into 17 dogs. They were left to fend for themselves, and they were actually all able to find homes in late June, and able to go to loving places. So that's beautiful, and just another synchronicity with 17. But it doesn't stop there either. There's another synchronicity with 17. So this is from earth.com. The northern lights may be visible in 17 states this coming week. Okay. So what's the odds of this? We've got a story on 17 golden retrievers, another completely different story on 17 states seeing these beautiful northern lights this coming week. It's a cosmic play that's happening, and we're part of this, and we're helping to make it happen. So I wanted to kind of just share the cool news, the synchronicities with it, and of course, if you're in some of these states, I'll read them off here real quick, just a few of them: Alaska, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Maine, Maryland, New York, New Hampshire, Washington, Vermont, Idaho, Massachusetts, Wyoming, and Indiana, and possibly some others, of course. But those are the main ones right there. So, Kristen, let's pull cards on these northern lights in these states. This would be a really great opportunity, I think, for advanced crafts to reveal some lights and show themselves in different ways, because people are going to be looking up. So just for fun, are there going to be any UFO or advanced ET sightings that are 100% confirmed, this week with these northern lights, and what is going to be happening with that?
Yeah, let's take a look. Ooh, I hope so. I keep asking them to come pick me up.
Yes.
So,
Only the good ones, though.
of course, yes. Oh, wow. Okay, so we have new beginnings. We've got the Fool card. So different types of sightings than what we normally have seen. And also the masking of the clouds over the ships. We've seen, a lot of us have seen those. But I think we're going to see something a lot, because this is a lot different here. We got the Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and the Fool card. So it's something new, something different. Ace of Pentacles also is significant, yes. So even in the country, on the countryside, so the states that are in the country. So I'm thinking middle of the country for sure. You guys are going to see something. And then we've got the Five of Pentacles here too. So that would represent something slow moving. So very, very pleasing to the eye, but slow moving. So you can't miss it. It's something different. Could be even a different shape. Something's coming through that it's significantly different than what we've seen before. So this week, it's very possible. Man, I wish I was in one of those states that could see the northern lights too. Wow, this is really cool. So yeah, something much different than we've ever seen will be exposed, UFO wise.
Okay, that's great. Let's see it, make it happen. So let's ask the Soul Tribe. How many? I can see Judith has said that you've seen UFOs since the 80s. Who else has seen what they truly believe as a UFO? Let us know in the chat.
Yeah, let's hear it, guys.
So in the meantime, Kristen, I'm not going to pull this up, but we'll talk about it. Obviously, the movie Sound of Freedom came out. There's a lot of positive reviews about it. I see that there's some criticism, but I think overall it's mainly a very, very positive review of that film. Regardless, we talked about this. Regardless if there was malevolent or wrong intentions with that. I mean, I personally don't think that there is, but I'm open. I'm open to new information. And, I know that there are a lot of questions that, can be asked with that. But regardless, the overall point is that this certainly is only helping the awakening and only helping this issue by shining the light on it and, really ensuring that people see that this is not just, a theory. This has been happening right under our feet, literally, in some cases, for a very, very long time. So I see it as a win, regardless. It's very positive. Another film that came out, I think, a couple weeks prior to that was Lewis's Cages. It was quite incredible. He had basically whistleblower testimonies from people on there revealing very interesting, I'd call somewhat sensitive information in terms of like very, very hot information and very, very important for what's going on in Arizona. So, I congratulate him and the whole team, obviously the people who were involved in that. But the point with all of that, Kristen, is, we've had 2 films now released almost back to back that have been talking about this huge issue, and the cat's not going back in the bag. This is only going to keep getting talked about more, as we've seen. And we saw this even back 3 years ago when all this started coming out. We were saying it then. It's not going to be stopped, and this information is just going to keep circulating. So I view it as a very positive thing overall. Of course, we can ask any questions that we want about it, and let's see where it all goes.
Yeah, no, this is excellent that there's, Cages, Lewis Herms released. Guys, go check it out if you haven't already. And then also the other one, Sound of Freedom, for sure. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm very happy that it's out. All the information is being spread. There's no ignoring it now, and all the normies are going to have to go see it. Hopefully they do, because then they'll be in for a shock, but also hopefully they'd be open to the other things that are going on as well. So yeah, no, this is great. This is what we've been waiting for, exposure, and it's here. And there's a lot more things that are going to be exposed very shortly. And yeah, going back to Brandon, well, I was kind of feeling like that will be an announcement. The death of Brandon, go Brandon, I'm predicting is in Leo season, July 23rd into August. That's what I think is going to happen. I don't normally put dates on things, but I strongly felt that this morning. So yeah, all those bad people will be announced gone. We know they're gone already, the real ones, but they're going to announce it. So yeah, I'm excited. There's so much going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rolling Stone is getting slammed right now because they're basically saying people who are watching Sound of Freedom, it's all conspiracy stuff, and it's all the 17 stuff and all that. But we know what's going on. They're just trying to deflect and not shine light there, but they're actually doing it themselves by doing that. So it's great. And exactly, Mary Jean Lee, this is a great point. Okay, and Kristen, I know you saw the video. I saw the video. Yes. Let's talk about this. So if you guys haven't seen the video, Brandon, the fake one, was at the fake resident. He was at a beach, so to speak, and it looked like, of course he was there probably with family or close friends, so to speak, but Kristen, it almost looked like he had almost no security around him. He was there just kind of, he wasn't there by himself, but it looked like he basically was, and he was just kind of hanging out by himself. He was like very slow moving, almost looked, just not in good condition. I'll just say it that way. That's the nice way to say it. He did not look well, and it's like they did a screenshot split of Brandon at the beach barely being able to move. Yes, CGI, Allison, very well could be. And then they did a clip of the real president, walking and showing different things where he was at UFC. But we're going to get into some of that stuff too, Kristen. There's some huge things happening on that end as well. But if you guys didn't see it, take a look for the clip of Brandon at the beach. and you'll see that this is truly just a show. Like what the person that had that comment there exactly, like when does the real president go there? I mean, again, he wasn't alone, but the clips were like he was basically alone, and no one was really giving him any attention. He could barely move. You know, it's not real. It's trying to wake us up and show like this is not the real one.
No, not at all. It's hilarious, actually. I get a kick out of it.
Yeah, truly. So we'll talk a little bit more about that, but I want to share a couple other things too, Kristen. The first is that an Australian politician, he made this huge speech. We know some of the general topics that were talked about, but he was basically standing up for humanity. And YouTube censored that, not surprising. But this was the first time YouTube censored one of these Australian politicians' maiden speeches. So it's a pretty big deal. And then the Dutch government actually just collapsed. It's going to spark snap elections. Mark Rutte, he has been the prime minister there a couple different times. His government just collapsed, but he is expected to win in another runoff that's coming up. But again, the point is that we're seeing things break down where things are not actually legitimate and where there are cracks in the holes or cracks in the wall, so to speak. And this is something that I just view as a very positive thing overall. Another thing, Kristen, that just happened, and almost no one's even talking about this. It did make some mainstream, but this is very fascinating. So there is a witness in a Brandon corruption case named Dr. Gal Luft. He detailed in this video that he has, basically against Brandon's family, bribery and different things like this. And he did a 14-minute video recording. It's from Israel. And basically he's saying that he's going on the run right now because of what this Brandon family wants to do to him and what he has on them. So again, in my view, someone like this, for him to even put out this video, I think he's got to have some sort of protection in some ways, because he wouldn't just put up a video. They can find a person very fast if they want. It's not hard for these intelligence agencies to quickly locate someone, especially if they're uploading videos and using devices and computers. But him doing this, I think it's another signal to people like, hey, this quote unquote administration, it's lunacy, and we need to take them down and get them off the stage for what they're doing.
Exactly. Take them down. Seriously. Yeah, someone agrees for sure.
Kristen, so you want to pull cards on this whistleblower and maybe just see, is he going to have more information that comes out? And is this going to be involved in cases that actually bring that family to justice?
Yeah, let's see. 4 of Cups, 10 of Cups. Wow, Queen of Swords. So Queen of Swords, any swords, that's truth being exposed as well. 10 of Cups, and then we did get the 4 of Cups. So it's a plan in place. It's going to happen. Then we got the 9 of Wands and then the 7 of Wands. So definitely. And the time frame on that with the Cups and the Wands, it's not too far away. Usually Cups are about a month, and then we got the Wands are a little bit faster. So within the month, I would say. Yes.
Wow. All right. Let's see it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so Senator Tom Cotton, we're going to talk a little bit more about the Brandon family. He is challenging the Secret Service over the coke that was found at the White House. And he's asking for a lot of different pieces of information. And, it's going to get very exciting. Clearly, this is part of the script in the story. I'm sure people saw the videos of Brandon and Brandon's son and Brandon's wife there at that quote unquote 4th of July White House party. In my view, totally scripted. And, you know, they're just truly trying to wake people up. Like Hunter was rubbing his head in a very strange way. He was rubbing his nose. You know, they find the coke there. I mean, where do you think this is leading? I mean, we all know. Some people are saying that this is definitely not Hunter's. And so this leads to the question, well, okay, if it's not Hunter's, then who the heck is it? And are we going to see that maybe it's Brandon himself or the wife of Brandon or other people?
Yeah.
All of it. Maybe all.
Yeah, they all sit in a circle and do it. Yep. That's the truth. Yep. All of them. They're all bad.
It's going to just keep coming out, no doubt. And I mean, that's going to get very exciting because, you know, people are really going to get upset about that for sure. When that comes out, like, what the heck are you guys doing at a party here, the White House, and you guys are doing lines? Like,
terrible.
What are you thinking? So, interesting for sure.
I know, like come on, guys, that's never happened.
No, exactly. And this is the other point too. If the cabal was in control, we all know this answer already, but do you think that they would even dare allow a story like that to even leak or just any of that information to even dare get out, even in the slightest? You know, they definitely would not. And, you know, it's something that we definitely need to keep paying attention to because they're going to keep leading this trail, you know, to certain people.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Crazy times.
Yeah, exactly. So this is pretty interesting, Kristen. This red-pilled bishop in Tyler, Texas, faces a Vatican probe after accusing Pope Francis of undermining the Catholic faith. He's been accused. He accused the Pope Francis of undermining the deposit of faith. Okay, and so now he's being investigated by the Vatican. This bishop is, but this guy has been taking a very strong stance for humanity and what is right with the goodness of life. And you know, now he's getting criticized by the Vatican. But you know, I really believe, Kristen, that this is again part of the whole script and story. Wake people up, especially people who are Catholic. You know, I grew up Catholic, and while I definitely still respect and utilize, you know, some of the different concepts and knowledge, we're fully aware that the Vatican has been at the peak and the pinnacle of this pyramid scheme on this planet, and it's been to control the minds of humanity and ensure that we stay entrapped in this matrix of the mind and not reach, you know, these inner states of being that transcend beyond what the Vatican wants us to know.
Yeah, it's all part of this movie, all of that.
Yes. So, you know, very interesting stuff there. So a few things with crypto, Kristen. So BlackRock, their CEO, he just said a few different things a couple days ago, basically being a huge proponent of Bitcoin. And then he snapped and turned around and basically said the opposite. Okay. So with BlackRock being investigated by Project Veritas, OMG, the O'Keefe Media Group, James O'Keefe, with that information coming out, I think that this is very interesting timing, given what he's sharing. And I think that it's going to be part of the awakening to show people that some of these crypto coins are scams.
It's true. It is very true. A lot of them, actually. A lot of the ones. Yep. Should we pull cards on some of those, actually?
Yes. Sorry, go ahead, Kristen.
Yeah, if you have any questions about the cryptos.
Yes. So let's ask Bitcoin. I know we talked about this before, but I think this will be a good one to bring up again.
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no, is Bitcoin going to zero or near zero long term? Meaning, is there an actual functional use for it in society, or has it just been a tool to kind of wake people up and it's going to get phased out?
Ooh, we got a flopper. Kind of looks like it's the end of the road, and there's a lot of the, this is a bad guy card here. 5 of Swords and the 8 of Wands, 6 of Cups in reverse, 10 of Pentacles in reverse, the 9 of Cups. So I do feel that it's probably done. It's had its completion. It's had its fame. So I think Bitcoin's done, according to the cards here. I've pulled cards on this also in personal readings. And yeah, it looks like the end of the road for Bitcoin. Yep.
I believe it. I personally think that that's the case. There's different reasons. I've talked about it in previous shows, so I won't go into it here. But I also think that Bitcoin is going to go to zero or near zero unless there is a fundamental change in what it's doing. But the way that it's been created, it's really just meant to serve a few different roles in terms of what I've learned and know. But we'll see where it goes.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Mm-hmm.
So, Kristen, we know that there's a lot of movement with gold and silver in the world. Something that I talked about on some previous shows some months ago is a guy by the name of Neil Keenan. This is Neil Keenan here. He is done different things as it relates to the global collateral accounts, the Green Hilton Memorial Agreement, which was signed by President Jakarta and JFK back in the 60s. And this was basically to fund and back the U.S. Treasury notes with gold and silver from Indonesia and from other Eastern nations. Neil Keenan's been working on this for about 15 years in different ways. This is a document that was signed by many different elders. And basically authorizing Neil as a controller or what they call the amana of some of these accounts. Now, there's a lot of different perspectives on this, of course, but my purpose in showing people this is just an update. Neil is saying some pretty profound things and what he's going to be doing in Indonesia as it relates to gold and these accounts. We will see where things go, of course, but I've been following his updates for nearly about 12 years now, Kristen, and there's been some very interesting things that he's done that were then reflected in the real world, meaning he took some action, and then some of these big players, the Kabbalists, they then reacted in different ways, and it's the very long stories to it, but they know who he is, and they don't like what he's doing. He was offered $50 trillion by one Rothschild in particular to walk away from what we call the global collateral accounts. And Neil did not take that, and he's continued to fight for humanity.
Wow. That's wild.
And almost no one knows who he is. Some people might know.
Yes.
Yeah, but, interesting story nonetheless.
Yes, definitely.
Go ahead.
There's a few people that do know who he is, and I guess there's a rumor that he passed away, but he didn't.
Yeah, I personally don't believe that's true. I've heard that several times myself, but we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Well, you got some great content today, as always.
Yes,
Sure.
and so kind of on that note, Kristen, I wanted to bring something up. Again, gold and silver. So we know Trump and his team are doing things. Neil, he is doing different things. And of course, the Russell J. Gold, we know he's doing things with gold and silver.
Yeah.
This is sort of a hypothetical. I would love to see, Kristen, and I would actually love to be at the table. I'd love to see Trump, Russell J. Gold, and Neil Keenan all have a conversation about some things and see how to work different things out and try to make some huge wins for humanity. I think that would be a incredible meeting. Certainly many other people would be there, and it would be, I think, very interesting to see. This is just something that I just came up with and wanted to kind of just put it out there for people where things could go. But we know that Russell is, doing some huge things. He's done some huge things, massive things, as it relates to some of these 3-letter agencies. He's made them extinct as of 19 years ago, or since 1999, excuse me. Some of these 3-letter agencies have been completely dismantled, and they know it too. And it's sort of just like, when are the people going to bring Russell forth to share even more what has been happening? So I've been looking into his work more and more. I find it extremely fascinating given what he's done and what he's doing. So we'll see where things go, but that's like a whole nother timeline of events, because he's operating in the quantum, and this is outside of some of these 3D events that we're seeing take place.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I mean, he is. He's in the quantum financial system. He's running it. Yep. Soul Tribe's loving that threesome idea you had there.
Yeah, that would be great.
It would be, yeah. They all have different things to bring to the table, each little piece of the puzzle. So yeah, I would love that. Awesome. Yes.
So, and those were the main things that I wanted to kind of talk about. Do we want to pull cards in any topics at the moment?
We will get to that. I have a few questions that were emailed to me.
Okay, great.
It was actually about Ascent Nutrition.
Awesome.
Yes, I answered them to an extent, but we want to get to the bottom of this and ask you about Ascent. So berberine and resveratrol, do they help with appetite suppressing for like weight loss? Is that something that they do?
Yes, absolutely. And you can look up, especially berberine. Resveratrol will also, it can do that. The berberine, resveratrol, and Ceylon cinnamon, those would be the best 3 to help support healthy blood sugar levels, because that's really where it's coming from, is if you can support the healthy blood sugar levels, the body isn't necessarily craving the sweets or the carbs or the sugary items, because that blood sugar is in check and it's stable, and it does actually limit some of those effects. And in fact, Kristen, there's a huge supporter of Ascent Nutrition. She told me recently that for women during that phase of the moon cycle, that phase of the month for women, this person said that it is huge for her cravings that she would have normally around like sugary, sweet items or carbs. It was literally, in her words, a game changer for her. And she said she's going to be like telling all of her friends. And she was not exaggerating whatsoever. Like, it was coming forth from her. And when she was explaining this, and, very excited for her and, for everyone who does want to support that, especially that time of the month.
Yeah, shoot, I do. Always wanting cookies around that time. And we got another question too from Harley Ray Crystal Shop. Thank you guys for being here. How much longer till you have the pine pollen powder? Don't you have that in stock now or no?
No, we don't. So Harley Ray, it's a great question. I don't know. There's multiple reasons. I don't even have a timeline for you. I mean, I can roughly say it might be 3 or 4 months, but we'll see where it goes. The pine pollen tincture, we do have plenty of that in stock. That we do have. In the pine needle extract, we have plenty of that as well. But the powder, it's just a more difficult process for what we need to do with it. And it's more expensive too. So we want to keep things on the lower end as much as we can for people. So the tincture is, $20 lower for people. And that's what we've got right now.
Yeah, definitely. And I saw another question here for you. Everyone wants to know this stuff now. There you go. Wouldn't that be, this is a test for me, wouldn't that be humic and fulvic acid?
Yes, yeah. That would be great. Also the pine pollen tincture, the pine needle extract, there's several different compounds in both of them that can help. but definitely, Kristen, the number one for sure is the humic and fulvic. The reason is because the fulvic provides this electricity to the cells, and it can basically just help to encapsulate different pathogens and bind to them and pull them out of the body and get rid of them in that way. And definitely the humic and fulvic, you can look into that for healthy fungal levels and supporting that.
Yes, definitely. Very good, guys. Good
And
question right there.
yeah, definitely. And I'll pull up some things, Kristen, on that just to kind of touch on it. And I'll give people a heads up too that if you use the discount code Arcana, that's going to get you 10% off the whole store. Okay. So I know that Kristen's got the links in there and everyone's putting the links in there for her. But what we've got here, you guys, is 10% off the whole store if you use Arcana. And so these are some of the products that we've got. Obviously the algae, this is the pine needle that we're talking about, the humic and fulvic. This pine needle, Kristen, 119 5-star reviews. It's fantastic. These are all real, as we've talked about before in multiple shows. We don't buy reviews. A lot of companies do, but these are all real, and that's what we're going to continue to do because we want to show people, what's actually going on. And, here's a few different reviews. My practitioner said my pineal gland chakra was spot on. Obviously, we know about the pine needle, the pine cones, the pineal. It all relates in some pretty profound ways. Glenn, he said, I'm sure that I feel better now after taking the pine needle extract for a few months. And then at 66 years old, we need all that we can get. This person talks about the taste of it. So I'm just kind of showing some of these reviews to give people a little heads up on what others are experiencing with it. This humic and fulvic, great for detox again. Supports the gut, the brain, the cardiovascular system, the microbiome, which is the gut. So, it's quite powerful. And what we did with that, Kristen, is we ensured that our humic and fulvic is 20 times smaller than the average humic particle size, which can, in theory, give better absorption and can then bind to different toxins theoretically in stronger ways. And I say theoretically because, we're confident that it does that, but, we don't have a human clinical study, double blind, things like that on it. But we know from the scientists that we've talked to and all the different people in agriculture that we've talked to on the humic and fulvic, this is a top-notch product that we have, and we've brought it out to people and made sure that it can be as strong as possible, because there are other great humic and fulvics out there, but we wanted to bring one out that was going to truly be superior and offer people the best of the best.
And it is. It really works, guys, too. I think it helps me with the, not only it's detoxing the toxins, but I think it even helps with weight loss, too. I think it does. And also the pine needle extract, I'm going to give one away today before we end the show. But that also opens up the third eye, I feel. Yes, I swear by the algae DHA for sure, but also that pine needle extract, I put it in my coffee every single day. So I definitely know that that's helping me too. The pineal gland for sure. It's opening it up. Yep. I'm going to put the link in the chat too, guys, just so you have it.
Yes. And okay, Amy's asking a good question. What's the best for your skin health? Example, blackheads. Actually, what you can do with that humic and fulvic is you can make a facial mask with it. And you can look this up. It's very easy to do. So just break open the capsules, dump the powder out. You can dump it out into your hands, or you can dump it into a little, little dish and kind of mix it around. But you can get that just a little moist and then rub it on your skin. And it can definitely help. It will dry it out, and you'll know that it's working because it will dry out that area of the skin that you put it on. So it can definitely help with that. But also, Kristen, the algae oil DHA, and you've talked about this, why you love it for skin, hair, and nails. and we've got, some cool things coming with that. But I mean, what have you noticed, like hair, skin, nails? Because Lydia was bringing this up for the algae oil DHA.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So both of them, the algae DHA for sure it's because I have really dry skin and dry hair if I'm not taking something. So the algae DHA for sure, that for hair growth, for shine, I could tell that it's just healthier overall. And of course, I changed the color too. But also, you know what? Another reason why I did change my color back to brown was because I'm using the humic and fulvic acid also as a detox for my scalp. Because you guys, you don't realize that our scalp absorbs so many chemicals and it goes straight into our scalp and our pores. So that all will manipulate your skin, everything. So yeah, I am crazy, calm and crazy, but I did the humic and fulvic acid capsules, broke them open, and I made, yes, you could mask on your face. I've done that before too. But putting it in your hair, I'm telling you, detox your scalp. It works.
Yes, it literally does. And it will dry out your hair when you do that. But if you've got a good moisturizer afterwards, you can recondition it. But again, that's one of the effects that you'll notice, and you'll know that it's actually working because it will dry it out a little bit. Depends how much you use. But just like you said, Kristen, if you detox the scalp, that's actually the best way to regenerate hair and actually help with the whole hair and skin completely.
Exactly. Yes. And hey, Ron's Keto Cafe. That sounds cool. Yes, so the algae oil DHA, I suggest the lemon flavored one because it tastes amazing. That is helping me because I have cracked skin, very dry skin, but that's what helps me, and I don't really have it anymore because I do the DHA every single day. So I would recommend that.
Yeah, thanks, Kristen. And I'll explain something with that. So if you look at the DHA fatty acid, the tail on it, it's a little quirked. And then if you would look at, it's a polyunsaturated omega-3. If you look at a if you look at a saturated omega-6, these are fats that basically are more like lard and butter. They're hard at room temperature. The omega-3s, they're liquid at room temperature, okay? And they stay liquid pretty much like beyond the freezing point too. The point with this is that their tails are in a constant spinning, moving state. And so what that does is it actually incorporates into the cellular membranes and keeps the metabolism moving in the cells. But what it's also doing is bringing in this elasticity for the skin because it's hydrating the skin. And you can look all this up. Look up DHA for beauty or skin health. You'll find all this. It does do that. You don't want to apply it topically. You want to just take it internally. And definitely over time, that can absolutely help support the skin, hair, and nails, really rejuvenate it. And quite literally, there's a lot of things that are talked about that can help. These are fundamental fats that we have to get in the diet. And if we're not eating enough salmon or oysters, we aren't getting the adequate amounts that is best for peak human performance.
Exactly. Yes. And back to that hair, the dryness in the last question I held up, the hair. I'm telling you, the DHA algae oil, because I got the dry hair too if I'm not taking something, and that's nurturing and nourishing, reconditioning the hair follicles, helping it grow as well. And then Lisa Victoria loves the resveratrol. Yes, that's awesome. So really good, great questions you guys had. This is good to talk about things that have been on your mind about all the beautiful supplements that we have with Ascent. So thanks for your questions for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like there's some people asking some questions about trying to contact us. You guys, keep in mind that we don't work on the weekends. Like I work on the weekends and there's other people that do, but we have customer support. They need weekends off. Please understand that. If you've not heard from us, email us again and we will get back to you. We'll address the subscriptions. We'll address any orders that you've got. No worries. We literally open and see every email that is sent to us. if we don't respond, it's because we haven't literally received it. So
Right.
we don't ignore people. We literally take care of every single person that comes into it and into the inbox. So send us an email, info@goascentnutrition.com, and we're absolutely happy to help you. We literally want to help you, and we want to make it easy for you. So just please have a little patience, but we will get to you, and we'll absolutely help you out.
Definitely. Yes. Gotta have a day off. Lance has to have a day off, but I'm making him work right now. Yeah. And hey, I wanted to address Kathy because I am all about hair. I love hair and all beauty stuff. But yes, I have put it in my hair, my shampoo. So then once you do that, it becomes a clarifying shampoo. So all of us women know what clarifying, it just gets all out, whatever chemicals, hairspray, whatever you put on your hair, it works it out. So that's a great idea. I suggest one capsule, open it up, put one capsule in your bottle of like a 16-ounce bottle of shampoo, standard size. That's what I did, and yes, it works. Even when I was blonde, it looked like mud. Yes, I left it on and then I washed it out. It was fine. It doesn't stain if you are blonde. But yeah, do it up. It works for sure.
And I think you had it pulled up earlier. Nuala Macaulay, she said that the DHA has really improved her thinning hair. That's great. It's not surprising, and that's amazing to hear it.
Yes, very good, guys. This is fun. This is one of my favorite topics is health and wellness, so this is just fun.
Yes, truly. And there's some great input that people are putting in here. The castor oil, for hair as well, definitely.
Yes.
Humic and fulvic, like Kristen said, absolutely.
Yeah, ooh, yeah, add some rosemary in there, sure.
Yeah, that'd be great. Rosemary is actually, so there's different compounds within rosemary that is part of what makes up the drug Rogaine. So rosemary is what inspired Rogaine.
Interesting. Didn't know that. And now I'm learning stuff. Cool.
Yes.
Cool. Well, while we're here on this topic, let's do the giveaway real quick.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So you guys put in, let's see. Yeah, let's stick with angel numbers because it's fun. I've been seeing a lot of angel numbers today specifically. So I'm looking for a very special angel number. So go ahead. If you guys want to win a pine needle extract, we're giving it away. So it starts now. Put in your angel numbers and let's see. If whoever has it first, the number that I am seeing all day, past couple of days, I will pick you. Ooh, you're very close, Amy Lynch. Very close. This is so fun. And if no one gets it, I will pick Amy Lynch because she's close. Wow. Lance, I think you would know what number I'm looking for.
I think, but I don't want to be wrong. So.
Okay. Yeah, no one has it yet, but Amy Lynch is so close. This is so fun. Oh, she got it. You got it. First she put 817, then she fixed it to 818. There you go. Yes. So Amy Lynch, you are winning a pine needle extract. So you can email me, or no. How did we do it, Lance, last time? To go Ascent?
Yeah, Amy, please email us at info@goascentnutrition.com and send a screenshot of like your YouTube back end, or just basically verifying that you are the owner of this account on YouTube. And then we'll definitely take care of that for you.
Yeah. Let's see. I think that will work. Perfect. And then the banner, I'm going to hold it up. So info@goascentnutrition.com. There you go. Congratulations.
Awesome.
Alright.
Amy,
Yeah.
that's great. Amy, have you tasted the pine needle extract before?
I wonder if she has. It tastes amazing. I put it in my coffee every morning, you guys. So it has a it's not too sweet, but it has a sweet flavor to it. Um, and it's beautiful. You're gonna love it. So she has. She
Okay,
likes
awesome. That's great. Um,
it.
Kristen, Mizzo has a quote. This is from Romans 8:18, and it's, well,
Oh,
Kristen, you can read it.
okay. 8:18. I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. Romans 8:18. That is awesome. Thank you for putting that up there, Mizzo.
Yes. And Kristen, there's a quote that I want to read
Sure.
that is also from the Bible, and it's Ephesians 5:13. This is very strong. So all things, when they are admitted, are made manifest by the light. For everything that is made manifest is light.
Wow. Beautiful. And that's true. I believe it. Yes.
Yes. So let's continue to focus on what's good and real and true, and we will attract more of that and create more of that.
Definitely. We will create it. Yes. Stay in the light. Stay in the love frequency. Yes. Very well said. That was beautiful. Thank you for reading that.
Yes, definitely. Kristen, so those were the big things that I wanted to share. And I think that we've got an exciting week ahead. The NATO summit is coming up this week. This is going to be, like we talked about a couple weeks ago, a huge turning point. It's going to absolutely shift things because it's going to, all of this whole Ukraine stuff is, they're the focal point, as well as the U.S. on the big things happening. And basically, Ukraine's trying to get within NATO, and we'll see what happens with that. But it's going to, again, be a turning point for the collapse of this old system and the shining of the new.
Yes, it's like a rebirth. Yep. Awesome. Well, I think that wraps up our show, but this is really fun, you guys. And I'll be back on in the mornings, Tuesday mornings. So Tuesday through Friday, I will pull cards in the morning. And like I said, I'm thinking Wednesday evening. I will do a show just myself and taking your questions from the chat. We'll do like a 1717 if you want a mini reading, something like that. It'll be fun. But before I go, just so you guys know, because I opened up a lot of spots. If you guys want a 1 hour one-on-one consultation, I opened up a lot of spots through MazonJupiter.com. So on that schedule, there's a lot of openings. You can get in immediately. And I'm having a lot of fun with you guys doing cosmic origins. And then if you feel like you're blocked and can't connect to your higher self or source, I'm helping you guys through that. And we can get to the bottom of what the root cause is. So it's really fun, you guys. But I'll be back on in the morning on Tuesday. And I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your Sunday. Anything else you'd like to say, Lance?
No, well, yes, Kristen. The display that you have right behind you, it's so beautiful with those flowers, scent products. Thank you for doing that. I know I've already, but I want to publicly thank you. It's beautiful. It looks amazing.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, I love roses, and it just looks pretty with the products for sure. And yeah, I see that in the chat. I know some of you can't afford the 1 hour consultation. Totally fine. I also have another option, which is the 3-question reading. That you can email me if you're interested. I make you your own custom video. So quantumnews11@gmail is another option for you guys too. But thank you all for being here. Thank you for your support. And thank you, Lance, for always having some great stories and just doing the show with me. You're an awesome co-host. So thank you.
Yes, of course. Thank you too, Kristen. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys. And we'll see you next week, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Okay. Bye.